box. Out of the box.
Hi guys, and welcome to my unboxing video of the classic Sideshow Collectibles Leatherface. Yeah, this is going to be an unboxing. As you can see, this has been taped to the gills, so this is completely wrapped up. I'm going to have to use the knife. There's no way I'm getting in there any other way. Yeah, there's just way too much sellotape going on here. So hopefully the figure should be in good condition. It is a pre-owned figure, so that's why the tardiness of the box looks like this, but hopefully everything else will be okay. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's jump straight in, and I'll open the box. Previous videos, that there is a sort of pre-owned classics theme that I'm going for at the moment, because you just can't get them anymore. You look far and wide and they have to be bought on the basis of being pre-owned. So some nice knife action there. I mean, they've taken this down good, but I think just by doing this little bit, I think the figure's actually coming in boxed as well. Yep, you can just see it there. Get a sneak peek. Look at that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, cool. Spin that around. So it looks like he's packed it with other boxes, which is hilarious. As you can see here, we've got Leatherface spreadable. Not a sponsor. Unless they want to pay me, then they're going to 100% be a sponsor, but they're not paying me at all. Okay, cool. So let's get him out of the box. Ooh. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Right, so box looks like it's in pretty good condition. So yeah, there he is. There is his box. I'm hoping this is going to be in good condition. You're seeing it for the first time as I am. This literally came in the post today. So there he is. Look at that. That's a nice looking box though. I mean, the likeness on there, that's obviously a picture of the figure. And then you've got the nice Leatherface on there, which is also cool. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a New Line Cinema, 12-inch collectible. I mean, this box isn't in bad nick. You can see that there's some paintwork that's come off. Ages 14 and up. Well, that's good because I'm nearly 28. So, Sideshow Collectibles, and this is a classic. It's an absolute classic. So, got that on the top. Let's check the sides. Got that on the side. Try and get a better angle for you. Oh, that's good. And then there's the back of the box. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, for 5 young friends, a typical summer afternoon drive becomes a terrifying nightmare. This is the bizarre and tragically gruesome account of what happened to them one fateful afternoon in rural Texas. After hearing reports of grave robbing, the group sets out to check on a family grave. Soon after, one by one, they wander into the murderous clutches of Leatherface. Or Gunnar Hansen in costume, whichever you prefer. It's got some other classics here. So you've got Collector 3, great horror icons that have made you afraid to be alone. And you've got Jason Voorhees, obviously. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. That's part 3, apparently. Mask looks really white, but yeah, the one hang up I had was that the joints look like they're really visible. But Leatherface is one of my favourite characters, and he has been for a very long time. I think I actually saw the remake before I saw the original, and everyone seems to shit on that film, but the remake's really good. I don't care what other people say. I like the original as well. I actually only saw the original not too long ago, and yeah, I loved it. But okay, let's get this bad boy open. So let's see how this works. Okay, so let's get him out of his lovely little box coffin. Okay, so we've got that little Velcro strip there. It's not magnetic. And there he is. Look at him in all his glory. And you've also got the full cast there. That's quite cool. I like that. Included the full cast of the original film. there you go. That looks nice. Looks really good. Quite happy with that. Let's check the condition. The guy I bought it off said it was in pretty much brand new condition. So he said he'd only had it really sort of displayed more in the box than actually out of the box. Which looks a little bit slightly professional. The tape there looks fairly reasonable actually. I'll try and do this as delicately as possible, but I'm very, very heavy-handed. So that's something I need to improve on. Okay. Jesus, I mean, so much tape here. Right, cool. So I'm hoping he's just going to slide right out. Okay, cool. So there we've got the box. Looks really good actually. So yeah, you can tell he has been taken out of the box because there was this bit of plastic obviously keeping him in, which has been discarded, but that's fine. There's literally no problem with that whatsoever. Okay, so let's see. I think there's only a couple of attachments it comes with. Accessories. Okay, so everything's out of the box. And first off, this probably isn't the guy's fault who I bought it off of, but this annoying ring here is sort of destroying the background of what would have been a really cool sort of picture set. I do have a smaller Leatherface figure that has this sort of diorama set, and I was hoping to maybe use this for some pictures for him as well. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like at some point this was stuck in there. And as it's been taken out by the previous guy, it's ripped that, which is annoying because it would have been cool for some pictures. You know, that's the background. That's the door that Leatherface pops out from behind in all, you know, the original film. And, well, all the subsequent films as well. And that's where he grabs his prey, hits them with the hammer. Which leads us on to our first accessory, which is the hammer. So this looks really good. Really pleased with this, actually. I mean, it is the normal sort of plastic, but you've got that nice blood work on there. I hope that's showing up well under the LED lights, but yeah, you've got that paintwork, that nice little chipped wooden sort of effect that they've gone for there. That's a really nice detail. I like the blood work on it. I mean, I think for the scale, I think that looks pretty good. I can't really fault that. It looks what it looks like, really. The blood might need goring up a little bit, but again, that will probably be down to the age of the actual figure itself. So yeah, there's the hammer there. We've got that, the mallet. We're posing with that as well, so that's cool. And then we've got obviously the chainsaw. And I mean, this is cool. This is all that they're both plastic. Okay, so there's no die cast metals used at all. Yeah, that's cool. I like the blood work on it. It's really cool. Obviously the bright yellow, which is iconic for the figure, that is the colour of the chainsaw that obviously he uses. I don't know if this is a flaw or not, because I've actually got a small statue as well of Leatherface, a little bit Leatherface obsessed. He is my favourite horror character. So although pre-owned, he is a classic, and I wanted the classic first before I look at the newer models that they've made. I want to start at the back and work my way towards the front. But this seems to be an issue with the chainsaws on both figures that I've got at the moment. So yeah, it does look like it's broken off of there. A little bit of Gorilla Glue, I'll fix that right up. That's not a problem at all. It doesn't feel like it's going to come off apart from that, so that should be fine. And if I hold it by it, it doesn't come loose. So I don't think posing is going to be an issue. I can hold it by that, no problems. But yeah, that seems to be an issue with all of them, is this fiddly bit that's meant to be held. Yeah, but that's fine. Apart from that, it works. I will do a review on the other figures that I have of Leatherface, actually, at some point. I'll do a full Leatherface playlist once I get around to it. But yeah, so that's the chainsaw. That looks really good. The blood works really good. And the attention to detail, this looks really film accurate. So for me, that's a win. Okay, so now we have the base. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface. It's a really good sort of red silhouette of his head. I like that. It looks really good. And at the bottom it says Leatherface and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, TM River City Films Incorporated, 2003, all rights reserved. So there you go, you have that. I mean, there's the odd mark on there, but it's pretty good condition otherwise. A little bit of dust. You know, that's not a problem at all on the back, just nothing. I'm quite happy with that base. Yeah. And then you've obviously got the prongs. I don't actually know the technical term for them, but that sits in there quite nicely. Then there's one of the squeezy ones, so you squeeze it together and lift it up for him to sit on the base, and then that's the base, and that's where he'll stand. But now onto the more important bit. You want to see the figure, so do I. Let's go. Okay, so here he is, Thomas Hewitt, or Howlett, or whichever one of the many names he can go by. Yeah, I mean, there he is. He looks good. You look at that face. I'll bring that right in. There looks like there might be some slight damage on the nose and on the eyebrow there, and a little bit above the lip as well, actually, which is kind of annoying. I will go and double check that was in the description. I don't remember it being in the description or in the images, unless it was well hidden with lighting and shadows, but it's not too much of a problem because he does have a rough look anyway, so I'm not too upset about that. But yeah, the eyes look amazing through the mask. And you can clearly see that this is a mask. The stitching looks really nice. I like the big fat flappy ears that he has from the first one. They're like sewn on pretty much all of their own accord. His hair feels quite matted, and I don't know if I need to put some product in that. I'll give it some life because it's very matted in the film. It's darker and it's a bit more wild, whereas at the moment it doesn't look that way. This looks like it's been sitting for ages. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to do something with that hair, I think. And under the LED light, it makes it look even less black than it does on the box. So I'm definitely going to do some work on that. But that isn't a problem. His mouth looks amazing as well. Look at that mouth. Look at that detail. And then goofy teeth. Yeah, he looks cool. Overall, I like the head sculpt. Obviously, it is a classic and it's a little bit older, so the wear and tear is sort of to be expected. I really need to sort the hair out. I don't know whether he's had some hair product in here before, because it does feel crispy. So I don't know whether that is the problem. I'll have to look at some maybe older reviews of this figure. But yeah, the head sculpt I'm fairly happy with. Now, as we move down, you've got his work shirt, blood splatter, and then you've got the classic tie. That's nice. I mean, that's as movie accurate as you can get, really. That's really nice. It's got weathering on it, which, again, with being a pre-owned figure, I'm not sure whether the weathering is already a part of the figure or whether it's been added. So, but that's a really nice touch. And then you've got the buttoned up shirt. That button's up there. And so he's padded to make him fatter. Again, unfortunately, I'm not really able to advise on whether this is something that's aftermarket or just how the figure comes naturally. Wow, I think that's going to be a bitch getting that tie back in there. Might have to undo the apron, but there you go, there's the back of the shirt. And the apron ties up quite nicely. That looks like that's actually stitched in place, funny enough. I wonder if... yeah, that's... I don't know if you can see that, but there's like additional stitching there. Keep that in place. Again, don't know whether that was something he did or whether something that was added aftermarket. So if you lift that up, you can see you've got the blood on both sides, which is quite nice. And yeah, he looks like he's got some sort of fat suit on. Yeah, okay. So it's some sort of shirt, t-shirt, swimsuit. So the swimsuit edition, which has got the padding in to fatten him out, which looks fairly professionally done. So I'm fairly certain that that's how the figure comes, as is. I guess it doesn't matter if I tuck it in because it's going to be hidden. Yeah, the trousers are really nice quality. I can feel that even through these gloves. So let's give him back some of his dignity. There you go. Old fat boy here. Right, so move down to the trousers. As I said, they're very nice. High-waisted, as they are in the film. And yeah, he's got the right boots as well by the looks of it. I mean, they look really nice. There is some paintwork that needs doing. Again, with an old classic figure like this and it being pre-owned, these are sort of to be expected. So I'm not upset about that in any stretch your imagination. There are hole pegs though in his boots at the bottom, which suggests that there might have been a diorama for this guy that I'm not aware of, because he looks like he can slot in. You don't see the bottom of his boots in the film, so that's interesting. But yeah, some nice cowboy boots, or just ankle cowboy boots. Is that a thing? High-heeled boots, high heels. But yeah, that's the clothing and the appearance. Now the range of motion feels pretty standard actually for 160. He does have a double bend. I knew he did. It's just stiff, really stiff. So this figure's barely been posed. Now with the shirt, again, as I said before, the main issue I had was that the joints are visible, but if you look like that, it's barely visible actually. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be on the elbow joints. The elbow joints were the thing I was most worried about. But it looks like the shirt actually does cover them. And I will have him holding the chainsaw, so his hand will be bent. Yeah, you're not really going to see them joints. You can hide them. I know people don't like seeing seams in the 6-scale industry, but for an older figure, this is pretty good. I'm happy with this. So yeah, you've got the normal articulation. You do have the double bend in the elbow. I just had to force it because, you know, he's rigid. He's barely been posed. So the seller wasn't lying. But there you go, he's checking out his hair. So you've got double bend. This wrist feels a little bit loose, which could just be normal aftermarket, or it could just be through posing, because I'm assuming he held the chainsaw with his right hand mainly and steadied it with the left. That's how I would imagine he would be holding it. But yeah, the hands are quite cool. They're obviously in the hold pose. You don't have any spare hands, so you would have to get them yourself. Obviously, a lot of 1/6 collectors have abundance of hands and other things, so there's swap outs and things you can do. So yeah, he's got that range of motion. He is stiff as a board though in the back. I don't want to force him too much. That's rigid. He's so rigid. There's no flexibility in this torso, and I don't know whether that's because of the fat pack or not, but I can actually feel that there doesn't actually feel like there's a ridge there at all. I can't take the shirt off because of the actual fat suit he's wearing, so further investigation is going to be a lot harder. But yeah, neck articulate. He doesn't really look down though, so same with the hunch thing, but he's kind of looking down already, so that's not too much of a problem. Move to the waist. He does have rotation, which makes me think there should have been maybe a bend. No, he feels pretty fucking solid there, to be fair. So yeah, you've got the rotation of the legs. That's fine, that's nice. Twist and shout action. Legs, not that it looks flexible in the films anyway, but yeah, that's pretty good. High kick, if he's joining Cobra Kai. Got the double bend in the knee. Flying knee attacks. Jorge Masvidal, Game Bread. Ben Askren. Yeah, it looks ridiculous like that. And yeah, he's got good ankle movement as well. Really liking these boots. I mean, they need a little bit of a touch up, but I kind of expect that with these pre-owned classic figures. And he is classic, so I'm glad to get hold of him. I want to get hold of the classic ones before I get the more modern ones, really. That's the sort of aim I'm going for. But yeah, that's Leatherface. He's a high rating figure for me, and I'm going to be biased because he's my boy. Leatherface is my icon in horror that I love the most. I love all the slashers, but I don't know, he was the first one I think I fell in love with, and it was the remake I watched, so don't hate me for that. But yeah, the remake's really cool. But Gunner did a really good job in the original, and yeah, I just need to sort that hair out. It's crispy. I think it was gelled. I think he slicked it back with gel. Yeah, you can see it's matted there. Yeah, so yeah, I'll have to take some care of that. But yeah, he looks good, and let's do some posing with him. Okay, so here he is posed with the chainsaw itself. Now, as you can see, the wrist peg is very, 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 very obvious, which makes it look awkward from that angle. And he does struggle to actually hold the chainsaw with his left hand because of the hand grips. Now, that could probably be easily rectified by replacing the hand. But for the actual figure and the base figure that it comes with these hands and no other hands, if you look, if I try and angle this lower, you can't hold it. You can't hold it. So yeah, because his hand doesn't grip round enough and it's not movable enough, and it's got to rest on the thumb. So if you have it in an upward motion, you can just about, it will hook onto the thumb. So as you see there, it's not actually really holding it at all. It's just resting like a hook on his thumb. Yeah, see, it just fell off because I moved it. So yeah, the hands are a bit of an issue for this. Let's swap out the mallet and we'll see if we're having any problems with that. Okay, so holding the mallet, he actually looks pretty good in that pose. Apart from the obvious elbow joint, as it is an older figure, you're going to get that. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But that looks pretty good. Okay, his hand might look a little bit oversized for the wrist, but, you know, you've got to take it as it is. But he looks overall a really good figure, and I just love the attention to detail. I hope the camera can pick up, but there's like a yellowish stain on here, and you've got a blackish stain here, and obviously the red blood. And again, I'm not entirely sure how much of this is from Sideshow Collectibles back in the day, or from actually the guy who owned the figure. I mean, as you can see there, he stands up really well on his own. And I will get him on the base as well. Almost a running pose. That's just something I've just thrown together just then so you can see it. But yeah, there he is in all his glory. Again, need to touch up the hair. The face needs a tiny little bit of patchwork. But overall, it doesn't affect the figure. So yeah, there's only a few minor points. Overall, I'm really happy. And as I said, this goes nicely in my collection for going after the classic figures before I move on to the newer stuff. And yeah, I got him at a steal of a price. And yeah, he's amazing. Overall, love him. And he's going to fit nicely in my collection. I'll do some photos. I'll obviously show you those as well. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share the content if you like the content. If there's any feedback you'd like to give, please do in the comments. I will read it and I will take it on board. And apart from that, until next time, peace.